Hello and welcome to Fortunate Forecasts Fridays with Mystic Rose at AskMysticRose.com. First, you'll have a mystic message, then the Fortunate Forecast, and then the explanation of the dates and times. I hope you enjoy. Mystic Messages can be done weekly, monthly, or yearly, or on the spot, because we love being spot on. It's a combination of all the different things as a metaphysical minister. It incorporates everything in Mystic Messages. It's an overall interpretation. This mystic message is brought to you by Mystic Rose. And this message is for November the 18th through the 24th. And I hope you enjoy. Thank you. This is a week to stay on your toes because the Sun and Mars change signs. Mercury ends its retrograde, and Venus gets hitched to Jupiter, and Uranus poses a possible threat. Late on Monday, Mars gains more firepower and energy as it shifts into the sign of Scorpio. Although this switch gives the ability to act on your deepest desires, the tricky part is that when Mars is in Scorpio, it is passive-aggressive. With this in play, the way to achieve your goals is by indirect means and avoiding direct confrontation. And Mars is in this position until January 3rd. And on Wednesday, a big hooray! Mercury has gone direct and is out of retrograde. At 11:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday, November the 20th, 2019. And remember, timing is very crucial. Even though Mercury will be in Scorpio until actually December 9th, now that it is in forward motion, communication, commerce, and travel plans will start to return to normal. And then we have another big switch on Friday when the Sun moves into Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sagittarians! On Friday, the 22nd, is a master number as well as the switch. This switch is an indication that it's time to look at the big picture, because the energy of Sagittarius is as flexible as it is fiery. Many different things will catch your fancy during this next month. The trick is to choose one and stick to it. Sagittarius is a hopeful time of the year that calls on us to be joyful and to express our faith in life. Express our love and faith in ourselves and in others, and to show charity to others less fortunate, and random acts of kindness. Jupiter can be so optimistic and so positive. Don't let it turn negative. And if it does, switch it back to positive. Venus makes a happy connection with Jupiter in Sagittarius on Sunday, November 24th. However, Mars is opposing Uranus for the only time this year. So, that opposition is a kind of a warning. Because when that happens, there's potential accidents and violence and disturbances in the weather patterns. And the opposition's also a warning that everything is not okay, and that the boundless optimism and devil-may-care attitude of Sagittarius needs a good dose of old-fashioned common sense sometimes. So just be aware of that. That was a quick mystic message for the week. Now, the overall fortunate forecast for opportunity is next. And then we'll have the explanation of the dates and times at the end. Our week starts strong with Mars and the Sun changing signs right off the bat. Tuesday, we have a very, very small 5 minutes of fortunate time for this whole work week until Saturday. And it's about 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for this week. Please be aware of that short amount of time, which is actually Pacific Standard Time, not Mountain. We're the same for a certain amount of time, but Pacific Standard Time is what this has been set up as. So please adjust for your time zone based on wherever you are on the planet at the exact same time that this energy is having an effect on everybody. Okay, so that's all there is. 5 minutes or so of fortunate time this week. Now, on Wednesday, we've got something really good happening here. We've got Mercury going forward and direct, coming out of retrograde. So that's about 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in the morning, a.m. So that's really great. Now, understand that we're still going to feel a little bit of that effect, kind of straggling along for a while. And now our unfortunate time of the week is actually on Thursday, the 21st, and it's at 4:25 p.m. until 7:31 p.m. And then there's a void right after that for a while. So be aware that Thursday, it could be challenging or unfortunate, and just prepare for that ahead of time. That's all. The weekend forecast. There's another fortunate period on Saturday, the 23rd of November, at 6:50 p.m. in the evening, and that's Pacific Standard Time, through 3:36 a.m. the next morning, Sunday morning, the 24th, Pacific Standard Time. Adjust, please, for your... This is a very unique situation because the moon was having a very good aspect with Venus, a very loving moment. And then it, at 6 p.m., and then at 6:49, Jupiter comes in with opportunity. And then there's a void right after that, as well as the moon moves and changes into Scorpio at that time as well, all during that fortunate time. So you'll notice during that almost 7 o'clock until almost 1 a.m. is a nice long fortunate time, but there'll be some shifts during all of that. You'll notice that, hopefully, if you're aware after listening to this, correct? So it's just going to be a little different than normal. Okay, so that was pretty much the highlights for the week and the weekend. Hope you enjoyed that. Next, I will explain a little more detail about the actual dates and times. And then we're done. Thank you. So, this week, the fortunate time is from 1:06 p.m. to 1:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's only about 5 minutes for the whole week. And then we get a nice chunk of time, about 7 hours. Saturday is for our next fortunate time. But for this week, it's Tuesday. And remember, that's Pacific Standard Time. This is powerful, 5 minutes of fortunate time for the whole planet. So please adjust for your time zone. It's 1 o'clock here at Pacific Standard Time. On the opposite side of the planet is a complete different day, right? I will be incorporating that as I go and create and upgrade this. Thank you. So in case you happen to miss the 5 minutes there was during the week, there is a good chunk of time on Saturday, the 23rd at 6:50, all the way through approximately 3:36 a.m. You've heard me say several things because there's 3 different shifts, okay? And the official time is 3:36. So I call one time as official, but then I throw the other 2 in because there's actual 2 shifts during that time that changes that effect. So when it comes to calculating the fortunate times, I'd like to tell you a little clue or hint is the power, the most fortune is right at the very beginning. Right at the very beginning is most important timing. But over the last 25 years, the number one question I do get is, how do I get more money? So tracking the fortunate time over all these years, as well as applying it to my businesses, has made marketing a tremendous monetizing tool to bring in more money. It's also a great way to be proactive and plan ahead and be organized, especially when you purchase the fortunate dates in advance. Like, I get my calendar and information that I do my calculations from every year around fall. And so by Christmas time, I have all the dates for the next year. All the fortunate dates. Think about that. People just don't know it. I've been doing it for 25 years. Okay, solidly 15 years in my businesses. Okay, this is my 3rd time around and I'm creating an empire this time. And I'm being more godly and more sacred about how I do it this time. And timing, oh man, has always been crucial the whole time. So this is my way of sharing with you that special timing that any astrologer or you could even figure out if you wanted to take the time to figure it out. But here I'm doing it for you. And yes, I do charge, but I charge if you want to know in advance because it's going to make you money, right? And I give it to you freely every week, so you know, which is absolutely great for everyone to understand what it's all about and to use it themselves and to see how awesome it is. Want to know when the time to go get the lottery tickets are every week? You already know your numbers. You already have your own routines. Do you know the right timing though? When the fortunate time is to buy those tickets? It's not necessarily when you're playing them. It's when you're actually going to purchase it and manifest it yourself, right? And this is my little disclaimer to say that I am not promoting gambling. However, I am tracking opportunity and fortune. And when it comes to opportunity, we're talking new projects, new contracts, new opportunities that involve business and jobs and corporate finances and marketing and monetizing on so many levels. It's a wonderful tool for people who learn and know about it. And your own Mystic Rose has been trying to do this for 25 years. Can you believe that? I sent my invention in with all my calculations in 25 years ago, and they sent it back to me and said, we don't understand what you're talking about. So I've taken this from merchandise as calendars into little cards and now into this and giving you the information this way. Hopefully it'll work. Responsibility, yes, manifestation. Are you a full manifester? with your thought, word, and deed? Are you fully sacredly manifesting? If you are, come on over to my Spot On show and tell us how you do it. Because this is how I try to do it, and I give it back to the community and try to explain to you all that this is a tool for you that's available. So if you have not mastered the manifestation technique yet, then actually on any level you could use this tool to help you for that. And you don't have to do all the calculations. I do all of it for you. So it just depends. Do you want to wait till Fridays when it comes out for free and be able to plan the next week? Hopefully it's not that Friday. And you'll be able to practice and see how it works for a while. Unless you understand after me using it for 15, 20 years and want to purchase it right now, then I will have next year's done here shortly for you, and I have the next few months already done. This has been an introduction to Mystic Messages and Fortunate Forecasts and Fortunate Forecast Friday, Dates and Times. I certainly hope you enjoyed this and understand a little bit better more what I'm trying to do. These usually come out on Friday for a forecast of the following week. But if you want to know all of the month in advance or a whole year in advance and be proactive and plan your marketing strategy in advance and be proactive, well, come over to my website at AskMysticRose.com and I'll show you how to do that. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed our little introduction to Mystic Rose, Fortunate Forecast, Mystic Messages, and the Fortunate Dates and Times explanation. Please, I hope you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel will be presenting this video and audio every Friday. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, and like and share and comment. That would be appreciated. If you're in the other groups as well, then this will be filtered through to you too. And I thoroughly hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Created by Mystic Renee Rose from Purple Rose Productions at AskMysticRose.com. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope you enjoyed this thoroughly.